Welcome to 10 Minutes with D365, a series of brief training sessions to highlight new features and process improvements to enhance D365 user experience. Today's session is on receiving and product receipts. My name is Kyle Nowak, and I am a Dynamics business analyst with City Auditor's Office. Before we get into receiving, if you encounter any issues with D365, the quickest way to get a resolution is by submitting a tech desk ticket. You can do that either through email or via the tech desk client. Today's training is not meant to replace the assigned training for D365 for receiving. If you have not taken the training or you would like a refresher, please visit the Cornerstone Training Gateway and search for D365 106 Receiving. We're going to quickly cover a few points around receiving and product receipts today, including negative invoice remainder for two-way match POs, the correct default quantity for product receipts, invoicing with multiple open product receipts, some of the reports and inquiries that are available to users around product receipts, and then a new standard view for the posting product receipts page when creating or correcting product receipts. Creating product receipts against a two-way match purchase order for services is not a D365 best practice. So product receipts should be created when a physical good or tangible asset has been received. When a service has been provided, it's unnecessary to create a product receipt. From a system perspective, D365 cannot enforce a matching policy on two-way match POs like it does for three-way match goods purchase orders. What that means is that we can create product receipts against the purchase order, but we can't force the invoice to match with those product receipts. So some invoices may use a product receipt, but then at least one invoice will not use a product receipt. And what it causes is a negative invoice remainder quantity on the purchase order itself. And the purchase order can no longer be invoiced. It has to be canceled and replaced. So it causes unnecessary work for the users and then also delays payments that go out to the vendors. On the screen is an example of a purchase order that has had some but not all of the invoices match to a product receipt. And then at least one invoice that did not use the product receipt. And it creates a negative invoice remainder quantity. And again, the PO is essentially bricked. It must be canceled and replaced before any invoicing can continue for the purchase. To get to line quantity, you can go inside the purchase order. In the top ribbon, select General. And under General, there is a hyperlink for line quantity. So if you see a negative invoice remainder, chances are there has been at least one purchase order that did not match to a product receipt, and your matching policy is likely a two-way match service purchase order. Anytime that you create a product receipt, you will see the prompt that you see on the screen now. If you do not see this prompt when you create a product receipt, it's likely that you selected Do Not Tell Me Again. Please file a tech desk ticket so we can get your user profile reset and you'll start to see this prompt. What this prompt is asking you is what is the default quantity that you would like applied to the product receipt that you're creating. Every product receipt that we create is going to be based off of the ordered quantity of the purchase order itself. So anytime we create a product receipt, the answer to this prompt is always yes. Correcting a product receipt is different, but for creating a product receipt, we always want to select yes here when prompted. If we don't select yes, what will happen is when you reach the posting product receipts page view, under parameters quantity, you can see in the red box, it will say product receipt quantity. When we go to scroll down to our lines list grid where we're going to update the quantity to be received on this product receipt, we won't see any information because it's trying to pull information from a product receipt quantity that doesn't exist. So if you get to this point, the fastest way to resolve it is cancel the product receipt, create a new one, make sure you select yes on that prompt when prompted. So, in a scenario where you go to create an invoice against a purchase order that may have multiple product receipts that have not been have they have been created but they have not been used or invoiced, you are going to run into a situation where you may have to match the product receipts. So D365 is going to take all open product receipts and apply them to your invoice that you have created. If, let's say, there are three open product receipts and you would only like to create or only like to match to one product receipt, you will need to match product receipts. So on the screen here, you can see in the vendor invoice header under related documents, product receipt, it will say multiple. So if we don't want multiple, we'll have to go up in the ribbon and select match product receipt. It's going to open the match product receipts to invoice page view. And the important thing to note here is that you cannot match uh, a product receipt for all lines of the invoice. So you can't apply it to every line of the invoice. You have to go through and match product receipts for each line. So in this example, there are 7 lines. We would need to match a product receipt for line 10 and then go down to 20, 30, all the way down until we've done every one of our lines for the invoice. Um, let's say for this example, we don't want to use the second line, INV dash 100 dash 2. So we don't want to use that product receipt. And we go through all of our lines and we deselect that or unmatch all of that product receipt from all of our lines. Once we select OK, if we come back to our purchase order, this product receipt under related documents will no longer say multiple. It will say the product receipt that that you want to match to your invoice. So in this case, it would be INV-100-1. Last year, we introduced a Power BI report called Open Product Receipts Not Invoiced. This is a department division level review of purchase orders that have open product receipts. So we cannot cancel or finalize any purchase orders that have an open product receipts. So for carry forward POs or legacy POs that were maybe outdated or no longer used, we can't cancel those or finalize those properly until we take care of the unused product receipts. So what this Power BI report does is going to provide a lot more information to departments and divisions that they were not otherwise able to get within one location in D365. So if you're on here in the training today and you haven't yet, I encourage you to visit the link that you see on your screen and play around with the Power BI report. And I think it is a really useful tool in cleaning up some of those POs and product receipts that we're no longer going to use. In addition to the Power BI report, we have something called invoice receipts. Is another report within D365. So you go to modules, accounts payable, inquiries and reports, invoice receipts. This report is run on a specific purchase order, so you'd have to know the PO that you want to research to run this inquiry or report. Once you've run it, what it is going to do is it's going to match those product receipts or show you what product receipt has been matched to an individual invoice for that purchase order. And then it also links back to the PO line number that was referenced by both the invoice number and the product receipt. So this is, again, another useful tool in helping us identify potentially a specific product receipt that still has a remaining quantity or a product receipt that isn't used and that may need to be corrected or canceled prior to us finalizing a purchase order. The last thing I want to talk to you today about is the posting product receipts page view. So what you see on the screen is what used to be the standard view when you go to create a product receipt. has some information on it that is not helpful when you're creating a product receipt, and creates a little bit of noise or confusion when you're going to input the quantity that you want for that product receipt. So we have introduced a new standard view for all users. So as of this video, when you go in to create a new product receipt, you will see COC standard view above the posting product receipts page view. I have collapsed overview here, and then the changes that we've made are into the lines list grid. So we have removed a few columns, we have renamed columns, and we have really simplified the view for inputting the quantities in the places where they need to be. So in the green boxes, you will see, in the green box, you see ordered quantity, and you see quantity to receive. And then the red box, you see remaining quantity. Ordered quantity is simply going to be the original quantity that was on the purchase order, or the purchase order for the product receipt that you're creating. You can't input quantity here. That number is always going to show what the quantity was for the original PO. Quantity to receive. This is where we want to input the quantity that we want on the current product receipt that we are creating. So this is where our users, or this is where, as a user, we are going to input all of our quantity information. In red, you see remaining quantity. So remaining quantity is the remaining quantity or value that could be received after this product receipt is created. This is a calculated column and field, and this is not a column or field where users should input any values in the column. So pop into D365 quickly and show you this view. I've got a PO here that doesn't have any product receipts created against it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and generate one. I'm selecting yes because we always select yes when we're creating a product receipt. My ordered quantity goes to my quantity defaults to ordered quantity because I selected yes. I'm not going to enter a number because I'm not keeping this product receipt. I'll collapse overview, and now I'm down here in my lines view where I'm going to enter my quantity. So for line 1, if I want a quantity of 1, line 2, a quantity of 1, line 3, we'll keep it at 1. So now you'll see ordered quantity stays the same. The quantity to receive is what we've inputted. And now the remaining quantity that we have available for future product receipts or additional product receipts will display under remaining quantity. I hope the review of some of those little stumbling points with product receipts and receiving has been helpful today. I do hope that this new simplified COC standard view for the posting product receipts page view will also be helpful to you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about receiving or product receipts, please let me know. Best way, send a tech desk ticket. And then the D365 team will respond as quickly as we can. So thank you for spending some time with me today, and I hope you have a great day.